Hello and welcome once again to my YouTube channel. In this video we are carrying on with the history of Belize from 1511 AD. But before I go on, if you see me for the first time and you like what you hear, you like to know more history about Central America and the Caribbean, please hit the subscribe button. Now, the first Spaniards to visit the Yucatan were Geronimo de Aquila, a native of Ecija, and companions who were shipwrecked off Jamaica with about 20 men, surviving in an open boat. During the drift to the Yucatan, which took about 13 days, half the men died. The landing was at Mayatlan. The local lord sacrificed about 5 of Leguia's companions, and he and 5 or 6 others were to be fattened up. They managed to escape and fled to another community where the lord made them slaves. The new lord, after this one, treated them more kindly, but all except Aguila and a gentleman called Guerrero died from grief. Aguila managed to rejoin Cortez when he landed in Cozumel in 1519. Gonzalo Guerrero went on exploring and ended up in Chatham, where Corizal is now, or it was later known for a while as Salamanca de Yucatan. The local lord of what we call Corizal today was Nanchan Khan, and he made Gonzalo Guerrero the war chief, and Guerrero taught the locals Spanish tactics of fighting. He was quite successful in local raids and battles. He married and raised a family. In 1517, Francisco Hernandez de Cordoba sailed from Cuba to look for slaves for the mines and landed on the Isla Mujeres. The reason they landed here is because when you sail from the western tip of Cuba, you can see the clouds forming up in the sky from 70 miles away over the hot lands of the Yucatan coast as the Gulf Stream sweeps by. Isla Mujeres was named this by the Spanish because of the female goddesses there. Mujeres in Spanish mean women. The names of the idols were Axel, Aixibelax, Exuni, and Exunita. The island also had sophisticated stone buildings and some gold ornaments, which the Spaniards stole. After exploring westward along the coast of the Yucatan in the Gulf of Mexico, the Spaniards received a good beating at the town of Champoton by the lord of the community, whose name was Moccovo. They then returned to Cuba. Here the tales of gold they found stirred up gold fever, and Diego Velázquez, governor of Cuba at the time, sent his nephew Juan de Grijalva with 4 ships and 200 soldiers on May 1st, 1518. Alaminos was the pilot among this trip, and this time the warlike expedition landed on Cozumel. Alaminos already knew the Gulf of Mexico route and wanted to explore the other way. They went as far as Bahia Ascension, south of Cozumel, about 150 miles north of Belize today. They turned around and went north around Cape Catoche and west along the Gulf Coast. Again, they had a battle at Champoton, but continued further west, where they managed to conduct some trade and bring back goods to Cuba. Hernando Cortez was in Cuba at the time and heard the tales of this new land and sailed for this new fabulous land with 11 ships, 500 men, horses and goods for barter. Francisco de Montejo as captain and Alaminos was the chief pilot of the small armada. They landed in Cozumel again, and through a little luck, this is when Aguirre, the shipwrecked sailor, was reunited with his Spanish countrymen invading the new continent. Okay, I'm going to end this story here today with the first contact of the Spanish and the Mayan people on the Yucatan Peninsula and the Gulf of Mexico. So, if you like what you hear, please hit the subscribe button and the bell icon to get more videos. And I could do a share with your friends and family. And I'll see you in the next video.